Bonjour, and now we have found, just for something different, a chateau. A chateau that we think is closed. However, it's magnificent enough for us to look around from the outside and see it. So here we are again, and darling, you can tell us what is the name of this chateau.
The name is Biron, Château De Biron.
Château De Biron. Wonderful. Let's go and have a look. And this chateau looks to be the biggest chateau we've seen. I think of some chateaus as being large mansions and other chateaus as being castles. Well, this one looks to me to be both. That big that it's a castle, but that amazing that it's a huge big mansion. But again, it has its own church up there on the hill. We'll go and have a closer look now. So what is it? You want to go first because why, darling?
Because I want to take pictures and you are on the way.
Oh, so that's why you keep walking in front of me. It is magnificent. It's huge. As you can see, inside the castle walls is a village. Life by a castle always gave rise to extraordinary stories. In the village of Biron, you might hear about the treachery of the Baron, suspected of plotting against the king. Charles de Biron was beheaded in the courtyard of the Bastille in the 17th century. It is even told that his ghost wanders about in the chapel every 31st night of July with the head under his arm. One of the things that sort of spoils the atmosphere a little bit is that they allow vehicles to come and park here. There's plenty of parking outside the walls. It'd be nice if it was restricted. Not that I want to interfere with people's freedom, but it sort of spoils the atmosphere a little bit. Well, well, if it isn't the town well. And of course, what would a chateau be without a view? Now I'm looking for some new adjectives because I realise I say beautiful a lot. So I'm going to use one that the English are fond of. How delightful. Now, there is quite a lot of village outside the city walls, or the chateau walls. There's that much so that I've actually lost Lena. I don't know where she's gone. Last seen heading this direction. So she must have found some wonderful things to look at. I'll see if I can find them too. on Rue Notre Dame, Our Lady Road. And I'm guessing that's where she is. It's the church. That's where you'll find Lena. Well, I'm sure she's here somewhere. Oh, I expected I'd find you inside the church, but you've emerged.
I was inside the church.
Oh, but I've...
But then I went to the cemetery.
You went to the cemetery?
Yeah.
Aren't you a little bit too young to be in the cemetery?
I think I'm getting to that age when I prefer being inside the church and visiting cemeteries rather than pubs and clubs.
But you're feeling all right, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Small village, small church, nonetheless magnifique. So if you live in the village and you're under attack, you have to get to the top of that hill and behind those walls for protection. Of course, if you live behind those walls, like so many people seem to, you're already protected. So now we're back at the entrance to the chateau, the part that you normally pay €9.50 for. So we'll just see if it is open today. Google says it's not. So Google said everything else has been open. When we got there, we discovered it hasn't been open. Wow. Look at that. Now we're in the yard. And you can go to church. But you've got to pay. So we're here. We're inside. €9.50, whatever a euro pence cent is. But we're actually in. We're in, darling.
We are.
And what are they giving you?
So they gave us 2 tickets and they give us the information papers, which we have to bring back.
Oh, we have to bring back. We can't keep them. Not
No,
even for €9.
No, $9.50 by the way.
Okay, $9.50. Right, so that's our first door. That's where we head to first, eh? So we are achieving our goal of being inside the paid version of a chateau. Now, technically, one of us has been inside the Château De Biron, but they didn't pay. I'm just crawling up this very well worn staircase, and Elena's about to have an exciting fit when she gets up here and sees that. So I'm up tight. Oh, okay, I'm having a heights thing now.
Here we are inside the castle. That part of the staircase is closed. So, oops. I think I just opened it. Oopsie daisy. Anyway, so nobody can go upstairs. I would love to, but we're not allowed. Anyway, where we are allowed is to go outside. Have a look around. Look at the view. Wow! Isn't that amazing? You can see everything from here. Half of France. Our first display is, very interesting room. So I'm assuming this is a living room with beautiful ornaments on the walls. Some vandalism as well. Wow, that's incredible. A statue of, I don't know. Imagine living centuries ago and looking through those windows. So yeah, no, it's not a living room, it's obviously an office room. Because here's the desk, chairs. Wow, that is absolutely incredible. From this room we are going upstairs. This is the little courtyard that we have already seen from the outside. And let's go upstairs, and this is, looks like it's a living room. It's a window. Wow. Oh, that's a kitchen. That's a kitchen and a dining room. How awesome is that? 1729. That is incredible. Look at that. That's a quite huge kitchen. That's how they used to cook back in the days. Fry pans and pots did not change much since then. The secret door must be a pantry. I'm not sure, but I think I'm probably not allowed in there. Here's something I've noticed. See that water outlet, and it's like kind of basin. I'm assuming this is probably a sink where they used to do the dishes, and then the water goes all down the drain and outside in a little hole. And behind that sink, I've spotted some kind of dungeon. I'm assuming maybe there were naughty people in that dungeon, hungry ones, and I would look at the cooks and chefs who were cooking some delicious food, and they would scream from that little hole, saying, "Give me something to eat." And they would say, "No." Oh, crown. Look at that. There's some writing in there. And here's the dining table. There is not much to eat right now, because Christmas is over. But yeah, imagine a whole family sitting here, enjoying their meal. Is the fireplace behind them to keep them warm. There's another door. Maybe another pantry. Who knows? Oh, look what I found. This is something what you make a plain flower with, isn't it? And how can you have a dinner without a good bottle of wine? Well, in this case, 2 barrels of wine. How awesome is that? I would live here. Right. The next exhibit, I should say, is somewhere upstairs in that. I can hear music. Must be a performance of some sort. Before we go there, let's have a look around quickly. That's the beautiful view over the crop fields and the land. Scan it to find more information. Before we go any further, let's have a look what the castle looks like from the outside, from the top level. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Can you imagine living here? Right, let's go upstairs and see what's going on. I can hear the music, so it must be some kind of performance going on. I cannot miss it. That's what the courtyard looks like. Right. Let's go inside and see what this is all about. Well, I would assume this could be a ballroom. Imagine beautiful ladies in their long dresses and their gentlemen dancing around. Let's have a look what that was in reality. Oh, no, it must be a different room. In any case, we can find some more information if we scan this QR code. Number 5. After the ballroom, we are going upstairs to see what's going on up there. But meanwhile, have a look at the courtyard from this door. That's very beautiful. Let's go. The lights are a little bit out of place. Here's another QR code to scan. Our next room is, I don't know what that is. Some fancy lights. Must be a art display room. Here's the picture. Let's have a look what that room is supposed to be for. Oh, looks like we've got to the best room so far. That's the proper dining room, not that room downstairs. That room downstairs was for the servants. That's for the people who were running the house. And this is Armand Louis de Gondin Biron. Let's go to the next room. I am assuming it's probably a music room. Guess there is a piano. Books, piano. Another fireplace. Lots of fireplaces in this castle. Well, they obviously have to have lots of fireplaces because imagine how cold it gets during winter. And that's the fashion of those times. I found another crown. So, I guess the ladies who used to live in this place, they used to be forgettable. So, wherever she would lose her previous crown, no worries. She can find another one in a different room. Let's go to the next room. So this is a corridor. Two comfortable chairs. And this is it. I'm going somewhere upstairs. Wow, it's getting more exciting. It's getting more interesting. You know, should I go downstairs first? Oh. Oh. Interesting, that may be a game room. What do you reckon? Interesting hut. This looks like a game room. Out room, the kids. The view from the window. Next room. Right, room number 7. Or at least the 7 number. So in there. Another dining room. How many dining rooms do they have? Or maybe it's a supper room. Somewhere you go and spend a couple of hours after your dinner, sipping your champagne or red wine, whatever you fancy. Play games, enjoy yourself before you go to bed. Now, here's the room that I was going to visit before the other ones. The room upstairs, there is not much in here. The windows that face in a courtyard, a fireplace. Or maybe it's an exercise room. It's where you exercise archery. Here's the door. It's locked. Okay, never mind. Here's another door. Let's check it out. It says Le Grenier. Not sure what that is. Oh, we're going upstairs. How exciting. Alright, that's another game room. Obviously, when you have a big family, then everyone has to have their own game room and their own dining room, I suppose. Right, here's the picture. And here's some more information about the room that's called Le Grenier. So after the room that's Le Grenier in the attic, we are going downstairs. Probably in a dungeon. I don't know. Right. Here's the door that goes right outside of the building in the courtyard. But before we do that, let's see what's in here. Oh, there's some history to read. So obviously this is where they keep their tools and uniforms. People back in the days would have to be super fit. Imagine wearing all this metal on your body, which probably weighs like up to 20 kilos, and still running around and fighting the enemies Oof. Oh, that looks quite painful. And another room. It's probably the last one. I'm not sure what you call this room. It does look like another dining room. There's so many rooms where you can eat. Anyway, here's another QR code where we can find more information. Hey, guess what? That's another crown. There is obviously more to the castle. We can explore, but that area that goes downstairs is locked, so no one is allowed in there, unfortunately. Therefore, let's go and check out a little courtyard. It's the little well in there for the water supply. We've been surprised to find out that a lot of wells in France are still operable, like this one. There's still water in there, so if they get desperate, they can get some water. And this is what the courtyard looks like from the, the building looks like from the outside. Quite gorgeous. Well, back in the days, you would probably assume this probably looking more interesting with the pot plants and maybe servants walking around doing things, cleaning up constantly and making this place beautiful, talking to each other. That's the door I could not get, I could not open. It's because it's locked. Alright, here's some more information for you to read. While in the courtyard, I found some dungeon. Maybe this is where they keep their wine and maybe other products. Or maybe this is a dungeon where they keep naughty people. And here's the door into the dungeon. Stairs. Looks a bit scary. It's probably where they used to put the torches to keep the place lit during night time. Right, now we are off to the chapel.
Ja, maar er stond er nog niet. Ja, dat is zeker.
Kevin.
Help us grow, like, share and subscribe.
So, we are going onto the chapel. The excursion is pretty much over. What's in there? There's nothing there.
That's the original bell for the chapel, built in the 1500s. But the most interesting thing here is that notch in the wall. It says in Latin, "Scene crucis." That was built to house a piece of the crown of thorns that was placed on Jesus' head, and also a piece of the crucifixion cross. But sometime in history, those two relics have disappeared. The two brothers that built this chapel are buried here. One in the foreground died beside the King of France during a battle, and he was only 27 years old, and then the further brother died later. But those are the two bodies, the people that built this chapel. And so it's au revoir from Château De Biron. And we've crawled over every single inch of the place. In fact, we took it in shifts. I had to go and sit down for a while because, Elena's enthusiasm carried her all the way through. So yes, there's nothing we haven't seen. We've seen it, believe me. So anyway, great place, amazing.
Highly recommended.
Amazing and beautiful, and I hope you enjoy looking at it as well. Now we go off to our next adventure.